Hello. Tonight I'm doing my review on Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 9, Twice as Hard, Twice as Good. So the episode started off with that sexy chocolate Morris Chestnut in the shower. I guess he's, thinking. Um, so Leah walks in and asks, do he need some help? He's been in there 30 minutes and, do he need some help or whatever? And so he was just saying, he was thinking or whatever. So, okay, so then the episode so then the scene goes to Angie. She goes and meet Tariq. He was on his morning run and he was like, you're following me or stalking me or something like that. She was like, no, but I want to talk to you because, guys, he's in his feelings. He's straight in his feelings about, I think he's partly mad at the fact that he saw her hugging Nate. And then, he's dealing with the stuff, with his dad supposedly committing suicide. But I don't know, he's trying to, I don't know, he's really mad at her. So, she goes and, try to talk to him or whatever. And he basically, He basically just blew her off and put his headphones in and start back running. So she leave or whatever. So how about Aunt Piggy came back in town? She had left when she got spooked about Darius. She up and left town. Well, she comes back and her and because no one even mentions that she had left. So she came back in town and Angie and her hugged and she had told, she was like she went and hung out with her girlfriends and played Biz Wiz and whatever. And so Nate came in the room and she was like, hey, Nate. And he was like, hey, Piggy. And so she's looking at her like, what's going on? And so he walks out the room and so she was like, there's no unfinished business between Nate and I. And so Pickett was like, okay, or whatever. And so Angie leave and Pickett, she kind of looks troubled, Aunt Piggy. Her name Patricia, but I guess they call her Piggy. So she goes and stands in front of the mirror and she was like, Lord, give me strength. So that means it's actually some stuff she's going to have to tell her family, and some things she's going to have to deal with. Okay, that's cool and fine. So Nikki leaves and she goes, to meet up with Taylor. Okay, so Olivia DuPont. I saw her one time too many. Okay, so they was having the Gracie teas, right? And so Angel, trying to be a part of the Gracie teas and Olivia is trying to interfere. Olivia has it out for Angela. So and Leah caught on to it. Leah is like peeping the whole thing. And, she asked her, why are you coming at her like that? You gonna have to, because when she was talking or whatever, she was like, well, some of you are not going to make it or whatever. And she was looking at Angie. And so Angela started speaking up for herself, and she was like, you need to have decorum, you need to know when to be quiet. And Angela tell her, my mama told me, she taught me how to stand up for myself, to speak for myself. And and she, that old lady had ruffled her feathers and she walked away. And so she was like, I don't need this. So Leah was like, yes you do. So her and Angela, she was like, hey, just hold on. So her and Angela goes to talk to Teddy. So Teddy informs her that, since Alex put the business out, that basically all their money was invested in the stadium. So the incubator program is canceled, right? And so Angela's like, I put all my eggs in one basket, so this is it, I get nothing. And she was like, no. So she was like, man, she was upset. So when she leave out, Leah tell her, she was like, no, this is not the end of it. She said, if you win over some of the ladies in the Gracie teas or whatever, they'll back your business. She said, and I'll make sure to do all that I can to make sure to get your business off the ground. You just have to win. You just have to win the ladies over in the gracities. Okay. So Leah gives her, so she brings over pictures and names. She brought her over like a slew of stuff. She was telling her, you need to learn this and learn that and history and whatever. She showed her a picture. She said, if you win over Giselle Hildebrand, I think that's her name, Giselle Hildebrand, you got it. She'll get your business up and running. Okay. So she look at this picture and she see three women and she read the back of it. It said Rose, Eve, and Olivia. Right? Okay. So she had gave all the stuff. She gave all that stuff to Angela, and Angela's like, "Wow, I just thought you would have, went over a few things with me." She was like, "No, I do that for people." She said, "You family. I really want to help you out." And so, Olivia finds out that, okay, wait, let me not get ahead of myself. Okay, so Angela walked out on that part. Okay, so the night of, right? Okay, so Taylor, okay, so this is how Lauren, I told you she's just evil. Okay, so she's trying to snake her way back into Taylor's life, right? By using whatever. But Taylor ain't no prized possession because she's trying to play the both of them or whatever. She's just, I guess she's like, I'm young and free and I can do what I want. Because basically, she know they cousins and she trying to play them both. Who you with? Because you broke up with Lauren. And it seems like her and Nikki was together. And then now all of a sudden, okay, here's Lauren. And she's like, can I talk to her for a minute? I promise you it's nothing personal. So she go over there and she was like, I found this card in my mom's car. And, and Taylor, she was like, you know what? The last time I told my mom something that I saw her husband or her dad or whatever with a woman, it turned out to be his boss. So it don't necessarily mean what it is. It doesn't mean all the time what you think it means. And she was like, I don't know. She was like, well, what are you going to do about it? I don't know. I said I was going to go confront Uncle Jack and find out myself. Why? Why do you need to know anything? Just, she her mama's child. So anyway, so Sloan, there was a party. So the girl name is Simone. It's Sloan. I thought it was Simone. Okay, so her and Quincy were kissing and whatever. And he invited her to this little old party and they all met up at the party or whatever. So again, so he introduced her. So this girl walked up. She was like, "Oh, Quincy, no wonder you didn't. I was wondering why you didn't return my phone calls and you show up with a girl with a date." And so he was like, "This is my house mistress granddaughter." And the girl just walked off, and Sloan was like, "Don't you ever introduce me like that? That's just fancy word for maid." And so then it's like she blew up and then immediately calmed down. She was like, "I'm sorry." He was like, "I'm sorry." She was like, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean nothing about it, whatever. I just, want to fit in or however." Okay. So that's when Leah comes again. Lauren comes again, and she was like, "I just want to go talk to Uncle Jack, and I want you to come with me." Okay. Well, Olivia, at the Gracities, right? Olivia was just out doing too much. Okay, so that night, Angela shows up, and she goes right and she spots Giselle, and she was on it. She was selling her business. She was on it, and so here come Olivia. When I told you to have decorum, how dare you come and try to push off your her, whatever she called it, crack or her, whatever. No, everybody's not meant to be in this club. Everybody don't fit in. Oh, she was just having a fit. Okay, so earlier before that, her and Leah had a talk, and Leah had told her, she was like, what's going on? Why are you so, I found a picture of you, Rose, and Eve. So why are you directing all your anger on Andrew? And she said her husband wouldn't let her get into dormant, but he gave her some money to invest into Eve's crown, and Eve took the money. And now Eve started seeing Teddy, and she had to get her money back or whatever. Okay, so you mad at Eve, and you taking it out on Angie? Because that's what it seems like. You mad at her mama, and you taking it out on Angie. Misplaced anger. Okay, so Leah told her, you need to back up. Get out, quit riding her so hard. And, she was like, whatever, she was just trying to blow Leah off. Okay, so she goes over, once she found out about Jack, she goes over and and she want to go talk to Jack. So she goes over, she takes some gin, and, first she was making nice, whatever. Okay, before that, I'm sorry, guys. Let me go back. Raymond and her had a talk. She came to meet Raymond. They was talking or whatever. And Raymond showed her that Teddy is purposely trying to ice him out of dormant, and he's trying to, he's being shysted with the company. And so Olivia was asking, what is he going to do about it or whatever, And he basically put her in her place, and he said he got it under control. And she was like, what is this I hear that Jack sold his shares to Teddy, and you need to get those shares back? Oh, she was just all, just being nasty. And he told her, he put her in her place, and then she was sitting there looking crazy, right? Drunk and crazy, looked like. So, again, misplaced anger. She is, to me, she growl at anybody and everybody who comes in her path because she's upset. Okay. So, the night of the Gracities, that's when Angie was showing Giselle the hair cream, the hair pudding or whatever, the curl pudding, that's what it's called. And Olivia went off, and, she was just doing too much. This whole episode, she was doing too much. So, back to Jack. She goes to see Jack. And first she was being nice, and he fixed her a drink, and she was talking about how him and Raymond were good friends, and he was like, no. And, he point blank told her, now, I sold my shares so I could be done with it and done with your family since you said this was just a loan or whatever. And she got up to leave because she got hot and bothered. And he came up, and she said, don't touch me and whatever. And honey pushed him into the table, and he done fell through the glass table. And mind you, she had done made a drink. She left the drink sitting there, lipstick all over the drink. It's stupid. She left all this evidence trying to get out of there. Okay. So then, Lauren and Taylor go over to the same bungalow. And she was like, Uncle Jack. And they walk in, and they see Uncle Jack laying there dead. And so, okay, Teddy had came out. Raymond was sitting on a patio or whatever, looking at something on the laptop. And so Teddy came out, and he poured a martini. He's shaking it up, making all this noise. And so Raymond was like, if you want to get my attention, you don't have to do all that to get my attention. And he was like, I'm not trying to get your attention. They start sparring. And so Raymond said, you know what? I know what it is. See, you're mad that I have youth on my side. So, see, I can always rebuild. You took the company or whatever, I can always rebuild. Because I have years ahead of me. However, you in the, you're like in the twilight of your years right now. So you don't have years to rebuild, baby, and walked off. And Teddy's standing there, I guess, like, I was like, he did not say the man got 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out the grave. Basically, that's what he said. You got 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot out. But me, on the other hand, I got years ahead of me. So I can always rebuild another company. You know what I'm saying? So when Olivia went off on Angela that last time, Leah said, because Leah's the president, she said she is putting her on notice that she is trying to remove her from the club. She was like, why? Who you? She said, you. I'm putting you on notice. And she was like, whatever, so they started going back for the wife is supposed to stand behind her husband. And, she was just being nasty. And she was just talking. And she said, I said, you going to leave her alone. You going to stop coming at her like that. And she was like, well, you need to go. She was like, you need to go lay down. And she said, no, you need to go lay down because you must be drunk. So Leah got back with her. Like, she didn't just walk all over Leah. Leah actually got back with her old drunk self. So she comes in the room. Raymond was in the room. No. So Aunt Piggy said, okay, so Angela was studying for this test. And I mean, she was trying to, she wasn't studying for the test, but she was trying to, master her game plan on what she was going to do with Giselle. So she goes and grabbed one of her boxes and some cocaine fell out, some drugs fell out. So she goes and, just assumed it was Nate's and told Nate he had to go. One thing to break my heart, it's a whole nother thing to break her heart. And I want you out of this house. Okay. So he up and leave. And then she was telling Piggy about it. And Piggy said, those were my drugs. She said, I had back in the day, she said, she went to tell her the story about Darius. She said she was a crackhead who fell in love with her dealer. And they used to fight. And, one night he was choking her and she found a knife and stabbed him and ended up killing him. And she was telling her, and that's what Teddy is holding over my head. He's the reason I left town because when, at the cotillion, he threatened me with, he brought it up and threatened me with it and told me to get you out of town. He threatened me with it again and tried to, tell me to take you out of town, to get you out of town. So she said, I believe you. And she said, oh, my drugs, because I was trying to cope. And I need to go back to NA. I relapsed. Those were not Nate's. And when she was talking to Nate, I can't stand when people stand there and they don't defend themselves. And they stand there and just look stupid. Like, I don't do drugs. Excuse me. I don't do drugs. Those are not my drugs. I can't stand that. And I know a lot of TV shows do that. Because real life, you're not standing there letting people accuse you. You're speaking up for yourself. So I know it's TV. So then she had to go back and apologize to Nate, And, and she was like, I'm sorry and whatever. And so she get a phone call and... Cause Nate had been looking for work. He goes to Boston looking for work, whatever. And she had told him about the incubator program. They had stalled it or whatever. And then her phone rang, and it was Giselle because Giselle was interested in her curl pudding, and so she wanted a meeting with her. So that worked out. Okay. Raymond is sitting in a room. His mom come and he's telling her about Jack, and she was like, oh, what? That's so sad, or whatever. What? And he said, he already knew it was her. And he said, well, Lauren, because Lauren came in, and, okay, she came home after she found him, and she told him or whatever. And so she was like, I found the key card in I found Uncle Jack's key card in Mom's car. And I went to confront him to see. And Raymond told him, he's like, we don't need you to worry about this, our marriage. We're okay. And Leah was like, yeah, he had gave me that card, but I didn't go over there. And, Raymond said, I believe you. you know. And so I'm like, girl, she was like, just go take a shower, put some water on your face or something, calm down, whatever. And had you stayed in your place and at that little party, you wouldn't have seen no dead body. I'm telling that little girl there, she just, oh, that little girl. Okay, so, she was like, Remy, you have to believe me. He said, I do believe you, whatever, So, when they found out Jack had died or whatever, Quincy upset and whatever, and Taylor comes over. And she was like, I keep thinking about it, and Lauren, I just keep thinking about it, and they share a kiss. That's what I'm saying. Like, first you was with Nick at the earlier part of the show. Now you sitting on the bed with Lauren kissing. Okay, so, Raymond tells his mama, he said, the only person who drinks this particular gin and wears this particular lipstick is you. And you left the evidence. You will never run dormant. He got right in her face. You will never run dormant. And he said, he got the, cup, but, he was like, basically he was threatening her. Because evidently he saw it. When he went over there, he grabbed it or whatever. So basically he was threatening. He said, you'll never run dormant. Your time will never come to run this company. And so she's sitting there looking stupid, and he walked out with a little smirk on his face. I was like, look at him threatening his mama like that. She should have been threatened though, girl. Guys, something is so wrong with Olivia. Like, I've seen too much of her today. She was in and out. Everywhere you looked around, there she was, because by right, you killed him. That's she did it. But, they rich and got money, so hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. But she killed him, right? So, Nikki, she was asking her mom, she was like, I wonder if that boarding school have scholarships, because she would like to go. And her mom was like, well, baby, I don't know, because, the incubator program was canceled, and, right now I don't have the funds, but if I can get, if she can get, that Giselle to back her, then the money will start coming in. They'll still be able to have business. She'll still be able to run her business and better. And so we shall see how that go. That was Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 9. And now they're gone until January for, I guess, winter break or whatever. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to take some time to see if they were picked up for Season 2. It's a pretty good show, and I know people are watching. I know people are watching it, because when I ask on Facebook, I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but I mean, of course I'm not talking to millions, but I know people are watching the show, and it's a pretty good show. So, guys, that was Season 1. Episode 9, Our Kind of People, twice as hard, twice as good. Sean's Journey out.